Hey there, Woo Ball fans. I've got a big update for you regarding our Rise from the Ashes campaign. The fundraising effort currently underway to replace 60 ash trees struck by the emerald ash borer around Bolstor Field. We have some generous donors who have offered to match every donation. That's right, the price for our large replacement trees, the autumn gold ginkgo tree, has been now cut down to just $300 each, thanks to matching donations from our donors. Everyone who donates to the Rise from the Ashes campaign will be recognized in a dedication ceremony next season at the home opener and will receive a commemorative plaque made from the ash trees we are removing that will make a beautiful addition to your home, office, or wherever you choose to display it. Just go to www.waldorfgridironclub.org and make your donation. Put Rise from the Ashes in the note section, along with whatever name or names you'd like added to your tree recognition. Thanks to all our donors for helping us rise from the ashes and restore the beauty of Bolstor Field for generations of Warriors to come. Welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret bunker beneath Bolstor Field.
Welcome to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, folks. Season's about over. We got one game left. The guys are going to be traveling out tomorrow to
Sioux Center.
Sioux Center, Dordt,
the center of all the Sioux Nation.
Oh, it could be. I guess I never really remembered when we talked about.
Might just be the center of Sioux County.
It could be. And what was that? A Dutch settlement? Did we ever decide that? Or I don't remember.
Oh, I think Northwestern and Dordt are definitely Dutch Reformed.
Okay.
Yep,
that's good. So yeah, it's obviously we had Morningside last week in town and showed us why they're the number 6 team in the nation.
Yeah. Mustangs.
The Stangs. Yeah, definitely. So we got a couple dudes.
It was a Mustang rally.
Yeah, you were throwing out some good ones. I mean, I always try to look up and point when you really wasn't like a whole stampede of Mustangs.
Oh, there was a whole wagon train of Mustangs.
Oh yeah, there was the wagon train.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, they were a good team. I think you guys had an opportunity to play a top-ranked team, and they did a good job.
They did. Well, we got a couple dudes here to talk to tonight, folks. We've got Avian Pesina, number 29 on your program, from Earlimart, California. Earlimart?
Yeah.
Earlimart. You got to talk into
you got to bring. No, just bring that mic. Bring it to you. Bring it to you.
Yeah, you don't have to.
It's your friend. The microphone's your friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pull it right to right up there.
Up in my face.
Yeah, right up on your face. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, Avian, you played first out at West Hills Community College. We seem to have a few dudes from West Hills.
Yeah, a ton of dudes out here, actually. A lot of people, even like softball players. And I think that's about it. But yeah, we brought like a whole flock from West Hills over here to Iowa. So
man,
we brought a flock. That's great.
No pun.
Yeah.
So what's the West Hills mascot?
The Falcon.
A flock of falcons.
Mm-hmm.
See? There we
Makes
go.
sense.
Yeah, cool. And we also have...
I don't know if falcons work in flocks.
Nah.
Yeah.
They're pretty solitary.
See a flock of falcons?
Not really.
If you ever do it, take cover.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially if you're a small animal. Yeah.
Well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Or if you read too much Hitchcock.
Right.
I think that was crows.
They were seagulls.
Yeah, the gulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the birds. Well, we also got number 90, Fletcher Postlewait. Fletcher hails from Big Fork, Montana. A couple West Coast dudes, or Western America dudes.
Not to be confused with Little Fork. Is there a Little Fork, Montana?
I don't think so.
It'd be great if there was. And then you guys would just be stomping around and be like, you Little Fork, we're Big Fork.
Yeah.
So tell me that you lived the life like they do
Yellowstone.
in Yellowstone.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah?
I'm not the best Montana guy. I mean, I'm not the biggest fisher, not the biggest hunter.
Well, yeah, but do you own a bunch of cattle and have a bunch of ground? And
Most of my family has a big cattle farm, and then
Nice.
but me and my close family don't.
So you
Okay.
are a lot like that. The Duttons.
Somewhat, yeah.
The
Get out there
Duttons.
to the Dutton Ranch.
Yeah, I mean, the series started again. I'm going to watch and, we'll go over to the Postlewait farm. They're going to talk that way?
It's not kind of, I guess.
So Big Sky Country. out there in Montana, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's like you're up in the mountains or what?
Up in the mountains on the biggest lake on the West Coast.
Nice.
30 miles.
What's that called?
Flathead Lake.
Flathead.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's an amazing lake.
And there's two rivers. That's why they call it Big Fork, because that's where these two rivers converge to make
the Flathead Lake, or the Flathead River and the Swan River combine into a fork.
Nice.
To the top of the lake.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a huge lake. I mean, I looked at it on a map today, so it's pretty cool.
We need to go fishing there.
I'm not driving out there. I'm
Pulling a boat.
Pulling my boat. I mean, I'd do it. I mean, I don't know. I guess see how the podcast goes and maybe get an invitation.
Hey, we'll see.
We got an invitation to Alaska, but I'm not pulling my boat to Alaska.
No way.
No
way. Hey, I just picked up a gooseneck trailer. Maybe do you think we could get both boats on the gooseneck? That would ride real smooth.
That'd be great.
Just throw them up there. Oh, they're too tall with the trailer. We're gonna have to like set them on there, and they're just like all crooked.
No, I've seen it. I've seen dudes do that.
Is that right?
Up in Canada, yeah, they take a fifth wheel and they put both their boats on the fifth wheel. And
you think you could probably? Why not? We just back that.
How big's
right
your fifth wheel?
It's pretty tall. You'd have to go pretty deep. I bet I'd be in.
But
the
how
water.
long is it?
30 feet.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, we could make it work.
I know we got a nice little lake too called Lake Woolens, but you'll probably catch like somebody's leg or a tire.
Lake Wooloo?
Lake Woolens.
Woolums. All right, good.
Catch somebody's leg. What's that about, Avian?
No clue. You just got to find out.
Oh man, because you're kind of in Central California.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the valley is what we were talking about earlier. It's a valley guy, I guess. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But your town is like 8,800 people, right? Yeah.
Big Fork.
No.
Oh, Avian's town.
Yeah, Erlenmart.
Erlenmart is 8,800.
Yeah.
Still bigger than Forest City by twice.
And it's unincorporated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not big enough to incorporate in California.
Apparently not.
Wow.
Yeah. So tell me about your town, Avian.
There's nothing much to it, honestly. I mean,
You got a McDonald's?
yeah, we got a McDonald's.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Live like 2 blocks behind it too, so yeah, it's nice.
We'll roll over there, get a bag of burgers. Yeah.
But yeah, no, my town's nice. You know, a lot of good athletes come out of there and go to the high schools nearby our little towns. So that's something that's like proud to be about, you know?
Yeah.
Nice to see a lot of ball players go to like the 3 different schools we have in another town called Delano.
Mm-hmm.
But it's even nicer seeing like the kids that I grew up with go out and go play at like other JUCOs nearby too, to like go to that next level, because the other generations above us didn't really do all that, you know?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, like just a few of them would go like to some other schools, like here and there, and that's about it. But now there's like a lot of more people getting more involved in like collegiate sports and stuff. And yeah, it's nice to see all that.
I mean, that coming up there, it's good. Yeah.
Well, and Cali JUCO is an untapped resource, and with Coach Donadio out here and Coach Eames, and of course Coach Eames was a quarterback at West Hills back in the day.
That's right.
And that's really been a good connection for us. We've been bringing in more Cali guys, and especially the Cali JUCO dudes, like Avian, running back, and So, how'd you get from to West Hills? I mean, what was that like?
I mean, it's about an hour from where I live, so that's nice. I get to go home every weekend, which I did. But I don't know. I was just doing like my little scoping around the area. I was looking at like the JUCO in Santa Barbara, and then you got the Rancho Cucamonga. I forgot what school that was. I took a visit out to Yuba, and then when I went to West Hills, like it fit perfectly. Like it made sense for like my parents, and like they had like the housing, all that stuff, basically everything I needed. And yeah, I just chose to go with that. It was the perfect fit for me.
What was their mascot name?
Who?
For West Hills?
Oh, the Falcon.
They were still.
Oh,
the
we already
Falcons.
said that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Well, I'll just leave that in. Let people know that I'm sort of paying attention.
Oh, yeah, close.
They
Not bad. So, Fletch, how did you get from Montana to Iowa?
I was recruited by Coach Finley and Coach Henry here, and I really liked Waldorf. Most guys in my high school were really getting recruited by all the Montana kids or Montana schools, and I didn't really want to stay in Montana because I had my entire life.
Yeah.
And so I studied criminal justice, and that's not a major most schools have, but we obviously have it here.
Yeah.
So that was one of my biggest draws here.
That's cool.
what made you pick criminal justice?
I've always liked criminal justice stuff, like law shows, crime shows, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just interesting.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about Yellowstone before we started recording, and that was something that made me think, like, maybe, is there some things out there you need to straighten out? Are you going to get into law enforcement or probation, or what do you want to do?
I'm open to most things. I'm not really sure yet. Got some time, but I really like probationary stuff. Like, I want to get a minor in cybersecurity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good call. That's the newest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop the Russians
Is
in the
it?
channel.
Is the sky really much bigger out there? I feel like it's about the same size everywhere.
I feel like it actually looks bigger when you look at it. I have no idea how to explain it.
Okay.
But I agree with that saying.
You look up into the sky and it's just like, man, that's huge. Is that a weather balloon or is that from China?
China
Or both. Yeah, or both. Absolutely.
That's some current events there than the last year. I'm pretty sure that Montana had a weather balloon. Yeah. So is that the other thing about it I wondered is there are people that have really fallen in love with Montana from what I've heard. That's a state I have not been to. Have you?
I've
Andy?
not been to Montana.
I need to go out there and check it out. But it's I heard a lot of folks are moving in to Montana.
Most because of the Yellowstone show.
Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of people say they saw it and they just wanted to live that life.
It came out during COVID, and people are like, you know what?
I'm moving.
I feel like I could be one of those characters. And of course, none of them can.
Everybody wants to be Rip.
Yeah, they all think they're Rip.
Yep.
My brother-in-law thought he was Rip. He was like, you think well, I'm probably more like a Rip, aren't you? I'm like,
You're more Jamie.
yeah, definitely.
You watched that show, Avian?
just a couple times, but I mean, they got some beautiful women on there, so that brought
the
my
sister.
attention.
Beth? Or
Beth's got her own kind of wicked ways.
Chiquitita.
she mean?
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, we could go Yellowstone.
We could. We won't get too crazy.
No,
There was
absolutely.
that whole bathtub scene. That was a little absurd.
Huh?
Gotta see
I
that one.
missed that like in the first season. I'm not crazy. I watched it.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch now.
Yeah, but you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, get out of here at a decent time tonight.
Avian's gonna be like, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch it on my phone the rest of this podcast.
You guys don't mind?
No, absolutely.
I
not.
like the other stuff though. I like the 1923 or whatever it was with Harrison Ford. I like that. And then there was 1883 maybe,
1883, yeah.
and that was Tim
McGraw.
McGraw, Faith Hill. Yeah, that was a good. That was good shows. Good shows. Probably not like what you think it's actually like. Nobody's making a show like that about Iowa.
Yeah, I guess
There's
not.
farmers arguing in the co-op.
Yeah,
Chopper in there too a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah. I was looking up stuff like who's the who's who of each one of your towns, and notable people in Erlenmart was Dak Rambo.
Dak Rambo? Damn, I don't
Yeah, he was an actor that worked on a TV show back in the 70s called Dallas.
Dallas.
But there were some.
I love Dallas. What did he play?
I don't know, a character.
Oh, and that's all you got.
Yeah, that
That theme song though still gets me fired up to this day. Ba 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 ba. I could play it. You guys don't clearly know what I'm talking about.
Never watched that. I'm more of like Bronx Tale, Scarface,
Mm-hmm.
Goodfellas.
Oh, you like that stuff?
Yeah, a lot of those movies. Good movies.
Scarface is a good movie. I feel like that was.
Yeah.
On your man.
So Fletch, you do you know of any of the famous people from your hometown?
Not a ton I can think of. A lot of people move to Big Fork like as a
Yeah,
vacation destination. Like
Yeah.
at one point, Kobe and Shaq had a house across the lake. That's the main one I know of.
did you go over there and hey, what time are we having cocktails? Get the grill fired up.
Wish I could have.
Kobe and Shaq
I believe they split a house together.
What?
On Flathead Lake.
had like a little timeshare. They couldn't afford their own house.
Might as well. But Jack, do you remember? You guys probably won't remember this, but Jack Hanna, the zookeeper,
Is that right?
the Cleveland Zoo.
I knew
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Hanna. He's
Whoa.
he's a son of.
Do you think that he always wore that same outfit, like he was a zookeeper?
Must
like the khaki shirt and pants and shorts and
Yeah, I
stuff like
think
that. Okay.
Yeah, and then also another one that you guys may not remember the name of, Maury Povich.
Really?
I've seen him on the golf course. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Oh, Maury.
Yeah.
Maury's from there.
So you do a lot of golfing?
Yeah, he's a big golfer. I worked on that golf course 2 summers ago, and he'd be there nearly every day.
So were you like a groundskeeper, a caddy or something?
Yeah, I would groundskeep, and then sometimes I would caddy for people.
So would you get good tips?
Absolutely, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really
Is there a
nice
lot of
golf
money
course.
around that area?
Yeah, mostly like people will move in because of like Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
The housing market is just insane.
Yeah. So like, what is?
They look at you and they're like, "That guy can carry my bag. This isn't going to be a problem."
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
two of them.
That's right. Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, double up.
Yeah.
And you got to know the course really well, so you can say, you're probably looking at a,
I'd play through if I were you. I don't think the heavy stuff's coming for quite a while.
oh, Caddyshack.
You've seen that?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Oh man,
Homework.
we always have to give you guys homework because we'll make obscure movie references from the 70s and 80s. But
Yeah.
there's a movie called Caddyshack that is one of the all-time
greatest.
all-time classic American movies.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Seen Happy Gilmore.
That's
That's close.
You
but
know,
it
it's in the line. Of
It doesn't hold a candle to Caddyshack.
Mm-hmm.
Caddyshack with Chevy Chase and
Oh yeah, Bill Murray as the main. Well, he's not even the chief. He's like a groundskeeper, and you having done that job will watch that and go, "Oh, I know who that is." Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Carl. His name is Carl. Yeah,
Mhm, exactly. About to become the Masters champion.
we could quote that movie all day long.
Oh yeah, we could fill the rest of the episode.
Well, that'll give you lots of things to quote because then when you're hanging around old guys on the golf course and they go, "Oh, Billy Barreau, come on, Billy," you'll know exactly what they're talking about.
What's it called? Caddyshack?
Caddyshack.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a classic movie.
Yeah, although I really do like Happy Gilmore too. I feel like that's one of my favorite movies.
That's a good one.
It's up there, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
And then Bob Barker in that scene was pretty good.
Oh, Price is Wrong,
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah, it's not what he said. Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, well, cool. So we talked a little bit about Netflix before. You guys both huge fans. Is there a series you're watching right now?
I watched a lot of them. Honestly, I was really into like that '70s show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. But they took it off, so then I just jumped from like Blue Mountain State, just random ones that I could find. But I'm more into like the comedy area.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I like the
comedy.
comedies for sure.
Yeah. I watched a Bill Burr the other day.
Did you?
He's always funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on Saturday Night Live not too long ago. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
I know you don't stay up that late.
No.
I don't either,
And I don't watch Saturday
catch
Night
it on.
Live.
Catch it on. They do little skits or whatever, and you see it on YouTube now.
Yeah. Don't. No.
No,
No.
it's just not the same.
No.
When was the best time for Saturday Night Live for you?
Oh,
While you were in high school?
yeah. Well, actually, before high school,
Yeah?
when they were all coked out of their heads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same group of guys we're talking about that were in these movies like Caddyshack, also Animal House. Feel free to watch that anytime. That's what I thought it was going to be like when I went to Waldorf.
I've seen. I forgot what that one movie's called, but it's with Dirk Diggler. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Yeah.
really good one, too.
Yeah, like that's not really exactly what it was like growing up in the 70s and 80s, but it was. Yeah, I mean, we had our moments. Yeah.
So, yeah. Good Lord.
I watched a thing with I can't even think of his name right now, so it's irrelevant. But it was about the Brat Pack. He made a documentary about the Brat Pack, which is
Andrew.
Anthony. No, it was not Anthony Michael. It was some other guy. Andrew McCarthy.
Yes.
Yeah. What a whiny little baby, because they were complaining about being called the Brat Pack, and everybody else that was in it was kind of like, I mean, it was all right.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were all, but it made Heidi and I go back and watch like a couple of those 80s movies.
Oh yeah.
They're
Breakfast
good.
Club.
Yeah.
Yep. All those good things.
Whatever movies you grew up with in high school, those are the movies that you're going to think are the best movies for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Yeah. So all-time greatest movie.
Yeah.
Fletch, what is it?
It'd be great if it was
Forrest
Fletch.
Gump.
Forrest Gump. That is a.
That is
That-
my all-time favorite.
That's
is-
clutch.
that's-
I was
great movie.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, that is a great movie.
Yep. And just like that.
Yeah. Just like that. It was done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we, you know, at work, everybody be around talking, and then somebody walks in the room, and we have one of the deputies who's hilarious. He walked into the dispatch center one day, and everybody stops talking, and he just goes, So I ruined your Black Panther party. Turned around and walked out as a so great. Anyway,
movie, yeah.
So Avian, best movie of all time.
I don't know. There's a few, but right now, my current one would probably be The Wolf on Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
DiCaprio.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great movie too. I
That
guess.
was pretty good.
So you're into the movies that take place in the 80s,
Yeah.
and that was certainly that was a time. That guy's out of jail now, and he's advising other people how to sell still, and also not be criminals.
Well, that's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, I grew up in the
Which Fletcher really appreciates.
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, you know, and so all that culture was really part of my world and my upbringing and stuff like that. We always look back and seem to think that that's one of the best times in our country, but I suppose everybody would say that no, you know, it's my time, you know, because everybody enjoys their time.
I thought it was a pretty good time too. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, mid 80s into the early 90s. I tell you,
Yeah,
Looked like a good time.
yeah,
it was fun.
yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
You know, I had somebody that graduated last year, this past spring. One of the Forest City seniors, one of the one of the daughters of a classmate of mine, had gone back and seen some of the, yearbook stuff of when we were in high school, and she's like, "It seems like you guys just had way too much fun." And I'm like, "We probably did." Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. Like, I wish I got to experience life like that movie, The Girl Next Door. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
yeah.
that.
I think so.
I wish I got to experience something like that. in
Yeah,
high school.
right. Well, I mean, who wouldn't? Who
Yeah.
wouldn't want that? And I also think that in the 80s time frame, that all the action movies like Rambo and Commando and all these things, so like all like Red Heat, all these we knew the Russians were the commies and they were the bad guys, and so like we all were like ready to go at any time, and we all
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn, absolutely. When the Russians come here to Iowa and they attack, I think that took place out in Montana, didn't it?
I don't remember. I don't.
The Wolverines out there? I thought that was in Montana.
I
could be
I'm
way.
not
Maybe it was
sure.
Colorado.
It could have been. I think it was Colorado.
Yeah, but we were all prepared for when the Russians somehow paired up with the Cubans and successfully somehow took over America, and then everybody was just like freedom fighters and stuff like that. It was a great movie. They made a new one that you guys might be more familiar with, and it takes place in Australia, which makes no sense.
No.
But we all thought that also from those movies. Now that I'm retired military, I always thought that in those movies they would come and they would like need to get Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they'd be like, listen. So like a helicopter would show up and it'd be like an army guy and a colonel or whatever, and he'd be like, listen, John, we need you to come back. I'm not going back, or whatever. And so like ever since I retired 3 years ago from
You're waiting for the call.
I'm waiting for the Troy, one more time. I won't do it. There's actually a Key and Peele skit that's about that whole thing. And I was like, yeah, that's me. We don't actually need you. We were hoping you knew somebody else.
Yeah. So staying on the theme of the hometowns, guys, like when you were growing up and living there, what'd you guys do for fun?
Big lake guy, obviously, with the huge lake. So in summers, I'd swim, fish. During the winter, you can ski. That's pretty much it. And play sports, obviously.
So do you guys got a boat out there? And
I had a boat growing up, but we don't have one anymore. But my best friend has a boat.
so it was like big boat, or was it like fishing boat style, or is it like pleasure boat?
We had a fishing boat that we could also use as a wake boat.
All right.
So it's a little mix of the both.
Yeah, absolutely. What was it like growing up?
I mean, it was a lot of fun. I just spent most of my days outside, like with a lot of kids on the block. They would come hoop, play football in the front yard, play tackle football. And like I remember one of my favorite things was when my parents would leave and like leave my sister to babysit us. I had two older brothers, and we all played football. And my dad was a coach, so we had like the gear in our house. So we would suit up, move the couches, and just run smear the queer right there in the living room. All of us. Good times.
Did you break anything?
Nah, sadly not.
Oh, well, that's
So we kept it
good.
nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I figured you'd break something and have to make up a story. All right, what are we going to tell Dad? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I grew up breaking stuff, as my mother would attest to, very, very easily.
I know. What'd you guys do? Because I feel like you guys spend a lot of your time outside as well, especially
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Because nowadays it's all indoor electronic stuff,
Yeah, that was the thing. And, when I grew up, it's like, go outside and you just hang out with the neighbor kids and, do whatever, kick the can, kick ball, run around. We used to do BB gun wars, especially in the wintertime when there wasn't much to do. Somebody in the neighborhood would ultimately have white garbage sacks. And so you'd put on a whole bunch of, like your snowmobile suits and stuff like that, and face masks, and you'd always have to wear goggles because safety first. And then you'd go out and shoot each other with BB guns.
Yeah, I mean, before there was paintball, we just used, BBs and really shot at each other. My brother, who's 2 years younger than me, got a BB gun before I did, and he had a Daisy, so it was a 3-pump BB gun, and then I was like, well, I should probably get one too, and so I got a Crossman Air, which is like a 10-pump, and completely different, and we would be behind trees, sniping at each other, and I could hear him go, no more than 3 pumps, and I could hear him pump, and then I could, see his BB coming at me, and then I'd be behind my tree, and I go pump, and he'd be like, and then there'd be a pause because he knew I was behind my tree going pump. Pump. And he's like, oh, I know you're pumping it more than 3 times.
Yeah, I had the Crossman too. That I don't know how many times you could pump it, but when you really got there,
it was really
had
that.
You get that, and the fun end
right there.
You can send it.
The fun ended when one of my buddies took get
him under the skin.
No, took a BB to the bridge of the nose and opened him up pretty good. Yeah, I mean, didn't get him in the eye, but,
right?
And we weren't shooting. Well,
shoot your eye.
I would like to say we weren't shooting for their head, but
I
mean, you want to kill them or not?
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah. So anyway, that's shenanigans that we did. Yeah, I was outside all the time. We were farm kids, so sometimes we were doing chores and always stuff to do on the farm. Yeah.
Riding bikes.
I know. I see a lot of these houses out here, like so much land. Like just imagine like playing football there. Just the whole family.
Yeah, but then you're gonna put corn or beans or alfalfa or something on it and just ruin it.
Alfalfa, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Maybe we can do that out in here. We can all. I could bring a whole load of football equipment out here in the spring.
Well, I'll tell you, the National Guard is happy to. I happen to know that they have an entire trailer full of paintball guns. Maybe they'd be willing in the spring to after here out in the trees and
that could be fun.
Let everybody shoot at each other, work those issues out.
Oh, team bonding.
We've done that before for the high school team, so why not?
I don't know why not. Boy, I think we just got ourselves something to do.
I have to touch base with the National Guard and bring about 40 paintball guns out. You have to take turns, but you don't want to. Yeah.
So Fletch, being out there in Big Sky, is there a lot of hunting that goes on out there too, or is it?
Yeah, tons of hunting. There's so much vast area just to go hunt. So people are always there. People are always going.
Is that something you did?
A little growing up, but I don't do it as much anymore. It's hard to find the time.
So what'd they hunt for out there primarily?
Elk, bear, anything. Pretty much. You can find anything if you really wanted.
Are there grizzly bears around Big Fork?
Yeah, not around town, but if you go out farther, absolutely can find it.
Is that something you'd have to be like wary of? Carry like a 44 on your hip?
Maybe, yeah.
No.
There's bears around, but not grizzlies. Like a black bear will come in our yard often, but...
Yeah, but you can scare those off pretty easy.
Yeah, but like a grizzly will stay mostly up in the mountains.
Well, I suppose. That's where all the food's at. Is there any cool animals out in your neck of the woods?
Heck no, none of that. I mean, like... We don't do no hunting, but kind of a way, like if there's like some cat, shoot them with BB guns, or like the dog humping my dog, just throw a ball at it to get it off, stuff like that. That's the only kind of animals I see out there.
Yeah. No snakes or scorpions or anything weird like that?
Oh, just more out in the cuts, like kind of where like my tia lives at, my aunt. Like, like she'll have like little like gopher snakes and stuff out there, but nah, not where I live.
Nothing crazy. I don't want to live someplace where there's like poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
I still remember when we moved down to Maryville, Missouri, lived there. My wife and I did for a couple of years, and I was going to go out to this park and do some fishing, and I was reading about the park and said that it is a heavy timber rattler. Timber rattlesnakes.
Yeah, big ones.
Yeah, I wasn't going there then. I'm scared to death of snakes.
Yeah. Yeah, we have rattlesnakes in Iowa. Northeast Iowa's got some for some reason, but not around here.
No.
It's all garter snakes and, nothing that'll... that'll bother you. And obviously we don't have bear. When I was in Alaska, though, I did meet some bear. It's kind of funny how they just appear out of wherever they are. Black and the grizzly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So, sorry.
Yeah, there was a whole family of them. They lived in a tree. They had a whole deal going on because they could, they wrote books. I think the dad was an author mostly. And
Berensteins?
Yeah, they were the Berensteins, yeah. They had a very German name for being in Alaska, but I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah,
that's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Avian, you talked a little bit about you had 2 older brothers, an older sister. You're the baby of the family.
Yeah.
And so is it a large family that you got out? I mean, is it, cause you talked about your aunt living close?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, all my family lives local. Like, we all live in Early Mart. Got a couple in, like, McFarland, USA, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out right there. Then Delano. And, yeah, that's about it. Like, real local, nice and close. So, like, all the family reunions are huge. The little carne asadas, too. Nice and big. So, it's nice to see everybody. And, like, that's what I'm looking forward to the most when I go back home. See my family and get together.
Yeah.
Well,
and you guys will be heading home. I think you're almost all done with so we have our final game on Saturday, tomorrow, but because we're recording this on a different, it's a Thursday night, but either way, tomorrow is the final game. Then you guys have your finals next week, and then I'm under the impression that most of you guys are done by Wednesday. Is that true?
Yeah, my last one is like on a Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my last one.
Sure.
Thursday. Then I'm out Saturday.
And you have I think you have your final team meeting is Wednesday next week.
I didn't even know that, but
I know Monday they're doing a meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's the final one.
Okay. I mean, it's nothing's ever final. Football never ends in college, which is great.
No.
But then you guys do get an enormous break. I mean, it's like 14 weeks or something like that. It's really long.
a real big one.
And then you appreciate college and are excited to come back and get to class and all that stuff. And then you start hitting the weight room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I'm in.
I know. Looking forward to that. We got to get these guys big because like this G-Pack, some big boys. So we got to.
You found that out, didn't you? So
you
running back and the offense has had a little difficulty getting the running game, depending on who we're playing. But we've had it's important to get that running game established. You're a part of that, and sometimes you can find those seams. But boy, there's a lot of guys right in your way. Yeah,
bodies flying around everywhere, coming down the gap. Like I tell a lot of the guys, like running backs are as much of the trenches as the linemen are, because we got to get through the trenches to get our own.
Right,
so it's hard. It's tough.
Yeah, to get it carrying the ball, but then a lot of times you're also blocking too. So I mean, there's that.
Those guys are huge.
They're
too.
big guys
like, compared to me. It's impossible.
I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Well,
there's some big and Morningside was definitely not.
They
the
were.
exception.
Yeah.
They were monsters. Yeah, and that's one of the things that Coach Chapa talked about during the coaches show is that their front four, normally, when you get into that passing situation, that they would have, they'd throw 6 at you. Well, with the size of those dudes, they could just keep their 4 and drop, because, my God, they're monsters.
Wow, Fletcher, I mean, you're facing them head on the defense side, so their offensive linemen on pretty much across the board has been pretty big. Who are the biggest ones you've seen? What school's got the biggest linemen you've had to face? I'm going to guess, but you go ahead and say what.
I think it's one you don't expect, but it's Mount Marty.
Oh, I did not expect that. I thought it was Concordia.
Across the board, they were big and physical.
Mm-hmm.
I think Concordia had a couple guys who were smaller than the rest.
Okay.
And then Morningside was obviously huge across the board.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I think Mount Marty was the biggest and probably technically wise the best that we played.
So now you took a little bit of an injury too, didn't you? I mean, so you're not starting tomorrow. And how are you doing?
I'm all right. I tore my MCL, took a helmet to the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't be playing, and I got rested for 12 weeks probably.
Came off the field, and so hopefully, though, you get done with your long break, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Did they give you any advice on what you need to do to condition yourself?
No, not yet. So I have a doctor's appointment as soon as I get home.
Okay.
So I'll be able to get physical therapy and everything I need at home. Since we're almost there.
Well, with all those folks moving in from California to Montana, there should be some great physical therapists out there in your neck of the woods, right? Yeah.
Avian's going to move up to Montana now. Like, wait a minute.
What is all this? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean,
you just can't afford a house.
Take
a tent with you. It'd be all right.
Although when I was in high school, like you could go, that we looked at the classifieds and they still had like, opportunities to buy land in Montana.
Yeah, for little or
For
nothing.
nothing back then, and this is late 80s, early 90s. You know,
Yeah,
so
right.
like you could, you know, we're like, well, we could get 1,000 acres in Montana, nobody even know.
Should have done it.
Probably like the side of a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Avian, first year at Waldorf, transferred in from your JUCO. And what are some of your thoughts coming in? What are some of your impressions of Waldorf?
I mean, it's nice out here. I met a lot of cool people. That's what I really like, too. Like, just the environment that I'm surrounded by. It's nice. Like, a lot of the football guys are on the same page. You know, they're cool with me. And it's a lot of love that I've gotten out here so far. So that was, like, pretty nice of me to, like, find out, you know? It's nice to be around all that.
Yeah.
Well, and you seem to fit in very, very well. I mean, that's one of the things that I know Coach Chop is looking for is the right people. And you seem to just fit what Waldorf's looking for. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, well, you've got just over 100 yards on the season. You've played in some way all 9 games, and you've had so it was I can't remember, like 40 some carries or something like that. So you're averaging not quite 3 yards on the average. And obviously, you've done better than that. So what are your goals then? Because if we can get 3 yards, we're always going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really got no personal goals. I just want to win, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the biggest goals right there, just win. So, like, anything that I could do on the field, if it don't help us get a win, then it doesn't mean anything.
Right,
So the main goal is just winning at this point.
Keep those feet moving and chop away. And now you've seen what it is that we're going to be looking at for the quite a while. Big guys across from you. And what about you, Fletcher? You've got some obviously to get healthy, but
Yeah. Obviously, I'm with him with the wins, but as a bigger nose guard, slower guy, I want a sack for sure.
Yeah.
Get a couple sacks.
Well, you got a half a sack on your record from last year. You played 4 or 5 games last year. I think you played all games this year. Won't play tomorrow. But you've got I can't remember how many. Oh, it's right here. Let's just see. You got your tackles are looking pretty good. You got 37 tackles. You've got 13 solos, 24 assists. Is that pretty common when you're on the line? You're all in there.
Yeah, definitely.
So how is it working, say, like with Nico?
Me and Nico work together really well. We always communicate. I mean, he's a good leader with us, a D-Lineman. Keeps us all in check, and we can all... So I can trust that he's going to do his job and I can do mine, and we'll be perfect.
And we're not going to see Nico tomorrow either. I don't think is he playing at all, or
we have the same exact
same situation. Yeah. So it's been tough on the line, offense and defense for the Warriors this year. It's something we've struggled with. Yeah, the offensive line have probably obviously seen, I'd say, the worst of it when you consider Gavin Johnson, and how his year ended. But I guess that's football. How did the team react to all of that stuff? And what do they? What's the feeling of the team heading into tomorrow?
Hopefully confident, hopefully ready to play. Just go in there, like Coach said, just play your balls off one last time, and that's all you could do. Just step up, hit somebody in the mouth, and finish the game. That's it. That's all you can do.
That's right, and it's the Defenders are they're tough program as well. They're actually tied for second with Morningside and Concordia.
Northwestern.
No, not Concordia. Northwestern and Concordia. That's correct. Yeah, 3-way tie right now for second place.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who everybody else plays tomorrow, but we'll be dealing with Dordt and seeing what they've got going on. Their coach came on about 2016, so he's been around for 8 years or so. And at that time, look, it's the same situation. They were coming in, didn't have a great record. I think they went under his first 2 or 3 years 5-5. Then they got a 7-2. And that was the best that they'd ever done up to that point. So Now it's you look at Waldorf. We're coming in brand new conference, and it's been an awakening for sure. And Fletcher, you played last year. You saw what it was like. Of course, we were playing everybody twice last year. That was no fun. Now we're playing a new opponent every week, and but every week it's just as tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, everybody's a very good football team. They're all aged well. Every team has just a huge group of seniors.
Yeah.
And everybody basically wants to take our head off as the new team of the GPAC.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. But you guys have done a pretty good job standing up to these teams. The scores and the record doesn't reflect it, but I mean, you think about what we've done against some of these teams that have done, have a pretty storied record. We're doing okay. For the first year, you'd want to see some more wins, but even so, we grew a lot.
Yeah, we definitely grew as a team, grew as a program, and we never die, I guess. There's no point where we just fall and die. We always fight.
Never saw the whole season, and to be honest, you're kind of expecting it as a spectator. Like, I mean, come on, where are we going to go with this? Like, whatever. But you guys never quit. You got out there, and it was just like you just were taking the field for the first time. You went out there every time and got after it.
Absolutely. So, with you guys coming from completely different parts of the world, when you got out here for the first time, what was some of the most significant differences, like right away, your first impressions of Forest City?
It was like real humid out here when I first got out here.
Yeah.
Hot, and I was not ready for this. And I remember the second night, it was like a huge thunderstorm, and like in California, like it only rains like 4 times out of the whole year, and here it rains like 4 times out of the whole month.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. What about you, Fletch?
I agree with the humidity. It's just, and no mountains. So being around mountains my whole life, coming to the flat corn.
We got Pilot Knob.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the second highest point in Iowa. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Pretty high elevation out here, about 3,000 feet.
Oh, damn.
I don't think of that much. I think it's like maybe 12 or 1,300 feet.
I was way off.
Yeah.
Who even pays attention to elevation,
Well, not around here. I mean,
No.
That's why we grow all the corn.
Right.
Corn and beans and you name it. It's
Alfalfa.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. So we got Thanksgiving coming up in not too long. We got about another week and a half until we're going to gorge ourselves. What are you looking forward to getting home? Is there a certain kind of meal? Obviously, Thanksgiving can be whatever, but is there a certain kind of meal that when you get home, you're like, oh, yeah, can't wait to eat that? Is there some specialty?
I mean, it's just like the traditional food, stuffing, mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, all that. But I'm looking forward to more of like the Christmas time because that's when my family like really gets down, with the tamales and stuff.
Okay.
Little champurrado, like Mexican hot chocolate, stuff like that.
What's that called?
Champurrado.
Mexican hot chocolate is what that is.
Yeah.
So do you think that if we went to the local Mexican restaurant here that they would know what we were talking about? Have you brought that up to have you been to the local Mexican?
I've been to it. I mean, it's pretty cool, but I mean, like from my standards, like hell no.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
Yeah.
But it's good though, you know? Like it's not too bad. They have an idea of what, the tradition is.
Right. Trumpolado?
Champurrado.
Champurrado.
Yeah, like champ.
You got to
and then
Trilliar.
Trill it. Yeah. I'll get it.
Right?
Yeah.
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 Look, I can roll the R's if I need to, but yeah.
My name is
right there.
Inigo Montoya.
Inigo Montoya.
Yeah. So one of the things we had Gerardo on the podcast a few weeks ago, and his mom,
the big pa.
Yeah, his mom makes authentic Mexican tacos, and so
lengua.
Yeah,
lengua.
Yeah, does your family use tongue to make authentic food?
Yeah, we use lengua sometimes when we make tacos, but mostly we do like ranchera, carne asada, chicken, chorizo, and then sometimes like tripas, which is like the inside of the like cow, I think, or pig, and then something like cabeza, like it's like goat head, I think, and then there's something called like cachetes, like the cheek of the goat too, a bunch of stuff.
I know that the cheeks on, say, like a halibut fish are some of the best parts of the meat there. So I suppose it's the same thing for a goat. They're chewing all the time.
I have no idea. I would imagine. I've not eaten goat. Actually, that's I have not eaten goat. My daughter and son-in-law have butchered a couple goats, and they said it was really, really good. So
Yeah, it is. I don't mind goat. I tell you what, chorizo though, that is something that is very. I mean, that's a spicy meat there, and I've added that to different recipes. It didn't call for it, but I was like, oh, just have this in the fridge. This how hard can that be? And it really does amp up the flavor. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah.
All right, Fletcher, obviously we know about Thanksgiving, but is there a meal back home that you just can't wait for?
Chicken Alfredo. My dad makes chicken Alfredo. That's my favorite food.
You can get chicken Alfredo anywhere. You can go down.
Yeah, definitely. I get what's the Italian restaurant in Mason City?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Pasta Bella.
That place is really good. I get chicken Alfredo there all the time.
All right.
What about like the calf chicken Alfredo? Fire or not?
Nah.
the cafeteria. They got chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, gets the job done though, you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, pasta and calories. I mean, what else
Right.
do you look for?
I had talked to a Italian foreign exchange student several years ago, and he had told me that pasta to the Italians is like mashed potatoes for us. It's like a side.
Okay.
So like we would go to Pasta Bella is like, can you imagine going to a restaurant where it's like mashed potato? It's just all mashed potatoes,
Would you like some macaroni salad?
Right. Yeah.
Ugh.
But who doesn't love pasta?
I'm not a huge fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we found one.
It's just, I mean, again, it's just a lot of carbs.
Avian, what's the deal with refried beans?
Refried beans?
Yeah, why is that in every dish at a Mexican restaurant?
I mean, I don't think we use. Oh wait, well, Mexican restaurants. I mean,
Yeah,
Well, around here, American.
Yeah.
American.
Yeah.
Mexican.
Does your family use a lot of refried beans?
no, we usually get them like just regular. Buy them in the big old sack.
Yeah.
and boil them up, mash them, and that's it.
Yeah, but that is what I'm talking about. So it's the bean texture where you take the bean and you mash it up and it's like a paste.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, because like when you say refried beans, I'm thinking about like the ones that come in a can already. You know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
chili
You
beans
make
and
them
stuff.
fresh, so it's probably a lot better. I've just never been a fan, but it's always part of the. So is that like a big thing that it is?
Yeah, it's like a nice little side dish. You know?
Yeah.
Put a little cheese on it.
Okay.
Good.
I've
good.
probably been doing it wrong for a long time.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
More than likely we have.
Yeah.
We do things weird.
Right.
Huh.
Does it involve sour cream?
You can put sour cream into
Why
it.
not? Put it on everything.
All right. Yeah, I made mashed potatoes for the coaches last week. I cooked a turkey, did mashed potatoes, and man, I put some cream cheese in there and a bunch of butter and some seasoning. Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't know if they did. They didn't say anything. They just had their mouths full of it. So, yeah.
Coaches love it. How are the meals for you guys after the game? You appreciate that as a workout, all right?
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
They're always pretty good, and just having that meal after the game is very convenient.
I realize it's at 4:30 most of the time, 4:35. So is that a good time? Are you hungry at that time?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
For
you
the
are.
game too? Yeah. Just waiting for that. You know, like fourth quarter starts rolling around.
Yeah.
You know, look at the scoreboard. All right.
Yeah.
Time to go get this Chick-fil-A sandwich. Get on the bus.
Well, and that because you guys have breakfast together, and then it's pretty much no food until after the game for our home games. You know, because like at halftime you get like granola bar, fruit snacks.
You be throwing them out and stuff, you know?
Well, yeah, I try to because you guys get dialed in, and I at least try to walk around and offer them, try to stay out of the way, and that and a little bit of water, stuff like that. But
Are you so on Saturday playing Dordt? I'm not sure what the Subway or something. I'm not sure what they. I know they've got a great steakhouse over there, but I'm pretty sure you're not stopping there.
Hell no.
well, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
It would
Yeah.
be.
Everybody get a porterhouse.
Yeah, pull up. What would that bill be?
Oof.
Unless we go to, what is it called again? Pizza Ranch again?
Pizza
Damn,
Ranch.
that killed me though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that Pizza Ranch we went to, when was it? Like 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago?
that was
Oh, that's over in Sioux City. at
Sioux City.
Briarcliff.
Yeah, Briarcliff. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
I mean, it was okay, but like when it came to digesting it, like it wasn't going, So like game time came and I was just still loaded with that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it would be.
Big-ass pizza.
Was it a lot of pizza that you had, or was it the chicken?
A lot of pizza, a little bit of everything, honestly. Just had
yeah.
to try it all out.
Yeah, I do like the chicken there.
That good chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Good chicken. So, Fletcher, we talked a little bit about Avian's siblings. Do you have any siblings? Or are you the only?
I have one older brother. He's 7 years older than me.
7 years older. So what does he do?
He works construction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just the two of you. Does your family ever make it out here to any games?
My dad and my brother came for Hastings.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, that was the first time they've came here, yeah.
That's great. And how many years eligibility you got left?
I got 2 more after this.
That's great. That is great news for Waldorf and for us, obviously. And Avian, what do you got left?
I just got 1 more year.
One more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be, one of those things. I love this time of year because the busyness for me starts calming down with you guys wrapping up your season. But I hate this time of year. You see those seniors walk onto the field one last time or walk out of the locker room one last time, and there's just a kind of that sour feeling in your stomach of these young men that you've gotten to know so well, or at least a little bit, and then just watch them walk out the door. And the hope for all of you guys is to make sure that not only do you walk out of the locker room, but you walk across that stage.
Yeah. And then that's like pretty tough too, because like this is pretty much the end of the road for football. Like for especially like seniors or like for college athletes, this is the end of the road, Like this is the last time you ever suit up, last time you're with the boys, and that's it. Time to like start your actual life, work, your family, and damn. No more football days.
It all comes to an end, and you're blessed to have the time that you get to play in college ball, and for most athletes, it ends in high school. So it's pretty cool that they continue to play the game, and you guys still have time to play. So I mean, there's still seasons heading your way, and you say Fletcher, you're a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah.
So junior in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a redshirt junior.
No, just a junior.
Just a junior,
Yeah.
straight up. Okay, so 1 more. Yeah. And it does come to an end. But at this point, you look at those seniors and say, well, they had been with the program when we were in the prior conference. They ushered in the program to a completely new, and I think obviously a lot better conference. So you may not leave the mark necessarily on the scoreboard that you want, but I tell you what, those seniors definitely have left their mark on the program overall.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So I got to know from you guys, who's the goofiest people in the locker room?
Too many of them. A lot. You got the twins, Jacoby and Jaron.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the twins.
Yeah. Kai, Drew, that boy Drewski, Kai,
Yeah.
Drewski.
Yeah.
Drewski, I haven't heard that one.
Most of the defensive line group are all very goofy and outgoing. We all get along really well. And
Yeah, and I always even today, Jaron was starting to talk smack during practice, and I grabbed him by the back of the pads and pulled him back, and I said, how come every time there's a whole bunch of people yelling and there's a whole bunch of commotion that the Maze boys are right there?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, and it's true, though.
Yeah.
These guys are always in the middle of it. They're loud.
I've been told that if we hadn't had a hot dog eating contest at the beginning of the season, and if it was a hamburger eating contest, that we could have set the twins against each other.
Oh, that would have been a good one. Probably a tie. Who knows? I brought up some enchilada casserole last time my mom made it, but I don't know who ate it.
Yeah.
Either Jaron ate it all and didn't give none to Jacoby, or they shared it. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
But, they enjoyed it, nothing like a home cooked meal.
Somebody at the last game, no, it wasn't the last game. It was the game before this last one with
the pizza.
So no, yeah, when we served pizza, but there was somebody was having a birthday party or something, and they had like a cauldron of.
Oh, Miss Jamie's kids party.
What's that?
I think it was Miss Jamie's kids party.
Yeah.
Yeah, she invited the whole football team.
Yeah. They had a whole cauldron of delicious. I think that was Mexican food over there. I mean, that wasn't it? Or
I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go. I mean, people were talking about it. The chain gang, was right next to it, and they're like, "We're going to go over here." I mean, it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get in on that.
Didn't get in on that either.
No, I didn't get invited. Just like everything else.
Oh, Andy.
Show up, make sure everybody has their stuff, and then when it comes to the fun things, no, sorry, we don't know who that guy is.
So when you leave, you've both played college ball for a while, so you do get this break, and this one is a longer one. But like when you're on break, what do you think about regarding the team and do you assess the season? Is it a relief to be done for now, and do you get motivated for the next start?
I think it's like a relief for like a week, where it's just a break off your body. But for me, it's just after that week, it's just a focus for the next season. It's just what you have to focus on. You have to lift, you have to work, do whatever you got to do during that whole big break.
Yeah, because before we know it, spring ball is going to be here.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that. Ooh. I've heard around here, real cold.
What do you think? What do you think cold is? What have they been telling you?
Negative degrees, like -7.
Well, it can be. Last time we did our spring ball last year, it was like in the 60s.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And we got away with a really nice spring. And then after spring ball, that's when it dropped into the 30s and 40s again for some reason.
Yeah, it was just insane.
Yeah.
Because like my winters back home are like 45 degrees, 50, you know?
And that's when you get up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be in the 60s.
Yeah, 60, 65, sometimes 70 still, but out here, hell no. Real cold.
What's the weather like in Big Fork?
It'll be in the negatives a bunch of times in the winter, tons of snow.
Are you used to this then?
Yeah, so I'm not really worried about the weather.
No, absolutely not. And that's always, you get the kids that, come from Cali, Florida, South Coast, stuff like that. And they, that's one of the things they're always told about, like just wait.
Be ready.
Yeah, have coats. Be prepared for the weather. When you get back in January, it could very well be it could be mild, but from what I've heard from
Gonna be wet.
the Amish,
Amish?
check in with the Amish occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
They say if it's a big year for walnuts, that you're going to have a heavy, snowy winter.
And a lot of walnuts this year.
There was a lot of walnuts this year.
Well, that could be an issue. Yeah, because wet, heavy snow is so much fun. It's the things heart attacks are made of for old guys like me.
I just push it around.
I do too, but with a shovel.
Oh, no.
I just got the one
You got
driveway.
a truck for that.
No, not me.
You can borrow his.
Yeah.
That's
You want me to swing by and just back drag it for you?
It might as well.
Back drag it right into the street.
Yeah, that'd be popular. Absolutely. I'd probably end up with some sort of citation or something like that.
Right.
I suppose. So one of the things we always like to do, we're getting a little bit closer to the end of this, is talk a little bit about your family back home. You did a little bit, but let's talk about those important people that are looking forward to you showing up at the front door here in a few weeks.
I would say for me, I feel like it's like my nieces and nephews, I haven't seen them for so long, and they always ask about me, all the time. Like, where's Avian? We're still Avian, always looking for me. And then every time I see them, it's a lot of love, like, come up to me, give me hugs. So, like, I'm looking forward to seeing them. And then my cousin Birdie, too. Shout out Birdman. Ready to see him, Breezy, Tripas, Gavis, all of them, Ready to see all my family. Like, they've been waiting, they keep up with me. I tell them about the season, and they're like, God damn, like, oof, like, you got to come home already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing my family, Everyone's important to me over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just ready to go home, ready to see them.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Family's so important.
Yep. I've heard that there's a little bit of a family vibe at Waldorf. You think that's true?
I think it's such a small, tight-knit community that it really does feel kind of like a family. Like, you walk around school and know basically everybody.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It's like the whole football team just all over the campus. But yeah, it's like a little family. You see everybody here, there, you say what's up to them. So it's never like really lonely, like you'll be walking to class by yourself, but you'll cross paths with somebody, then they'll get your day started for you, like starting to conversate with people. Yeah. So it's nice to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure.
I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys end, a lot of your practices with, calling out family.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I know Coach Chop is working on, and he says it all the time: culture, and that's what is going to build this program. And and like he and I have had conversations before where it's like, right now with the scoreboard has not been in our favor this season, and we faced a lot of adversity. But the reality is that he's got these coaches from these schools that have a storied history that are saying it's not easy. It's going to be hard. and you got to start somewhere, and it starts with your culture, and you got to stick to it. You got to live it. You got to be it. And so, Fletcher, you've seen a little bit of that because you've been here long enough. Avian, this is your first year with the team, so you're really ground floor. But Fletcher, is that something that you've noticed any big changes, with the team and the guys?
I think it's definitely grown culture-wise. We're really a family now. We don't turn on each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a family thing. We're always stuck together, and we always ride for each other.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was telling Coach, like, today practice was just mayhem, it felt like.
Yeah.
It was everybody, because this is really the last time that it's going to be contact, because Friday's the walkthrough.
Yeah.
That'll be happening this afternoon, and then obviously get on the bus and head over to Sioux Center. But yeah, I told Chop I hate the end of the season, those last practices, because everybody's just crazy, absolutely crazy. But still, I agree that everybody's still together.
Well, it's going to be a little bit crazy too after the game, Andy. I think we have talked about this before. I'll see you tomorrow night, just over around the Joyce area.
That is true. Yeah,
right. There's going to be a convoy of folks that are heading back from Sioux Center at a rapid pace, trying to get to McCoy Yakel's wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, McCoy is marrying a local girl here from Forest City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not exactly not local, Kanawha kid.
Yeah.
But, Avian, just for your information, a 5-year starter in our defensive backfield. His name was McCoy Yakel. And he's, I think I had heard, and I don't know if it's the truth, that Case and Handel was supposed to be in the wedding, but I think he's going to be playing football.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out because Kaysen is definitely going to be playing.
Well, yeah, that's for sure. And Coach said something, yeah, we're all going to, as soon as we get back, we're heading right over there.
Yeah.
And like, we'll see you then. I'm like, well, better get there before 8 because
and
a pumpkin.
Look, I'm telling you right now, I have received no script whatsoever. So at one point, Randy had said, hey, why don't you do the intro to the group? And I was like, I'm going to be at the Dordt game, but I can record it for you. And Zarin Egestal, who's a broadcaster, does a lot of the games for you guys. He is going to do the DJing for that.
That should be interesting.
Regardless, it didn't happen. So I'm sure they figured it out because they never followed through, but that's, I guarantee it, not entirely crazy.
Yeah, I talked to McCoy, asked him how the wedding plan's going. He informed me that he put stamps on envelopes and was asked what kind of food he wanted.
Yeah, well, and look, Hannah's kind of like that too. She's like, "Wow, this is it's fine. I think we're going to be ready."
Pretty laid back.
And only the moms are the one that are going a little crazy. So
I suppose, and that's typical.
There will be a number 43 at every table, from what I understand.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a long night.
Indeed. But we didn't get back to Fletcher. We got to ask you about your family and who you're looking forward to getting. I didn't want to jump in on that, take away your opportunity to talk about it.
I'm excited to see my parents, my brother, obviously, and most of my best friends are still at home, so I'm really excited to see them. And at some point, I'll probably go see my family in Bozeman, which is where Yellowstone takes place.
Yeah, Bozeman. You're really going to go over there.
Yeah, that's where most of my family
Don't drive too close to the Wyoming border. Apparently, that's where they drop the bodies.
Yeah. Perfect. Yep. Take a trip past the train station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. My youngest daughter went out and did a visit to Montana State out there one time, and it's like, oh, please God, don't go to Montana.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have loved it because beautiful country.
Beautiful, yeah.
But at the same time, it's like that's a drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long drive.
Well, one of the things that Andy always says that we do, and it's absolutely true, since you guys are guests on the show, we want to give you the final words, the opportunity to talk about what it is or just say shout out to the fans that listen to this show, and we've got fans from all over the country.
Over the world.
All over the world. Yeah, I don't want to discount that. And so vamping a little bit here, and I'm going to let Andy take over too, just to give you a little bit of time to think about what it is that you want to say. It is kind of it is the end of the season, so you're kind of speaking for the team too to some degree. So if you can come up with something there, that'd be good. But whatever it is that you want to say, and Andy, what do you have?
Yeah, absolutely. This is just that time that you guys get that last word like Troy's talking about. And, I guess I don't even know where to go right now. Only in the fact that this is my 5th season with the team. And this was by far my favorite season. And it shouldn't have been. We haven't got a victory yet. We'll see what happens tomorrow. It will be an uphill battle. Dordt is a fantastic football team, but nothing that says you guys can't do it. But the reality is that you guys,
I laughed at the wrong moment. I was looking at, just because this is totally audio, when you said nothing, not that you guys can't do it or whatever. And so if you're listening to this, I was not reacting to that.
No. Okay, great.
Because I was looking at, we said we have people all over the world. In the last few episodes, we've lost most of the world. Oh. It's all North America and one in Asia. That's what made me giggle. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah.
But the reality is, guys, you guys are a huge part of that. And again, what I do is so very minimal with this program. But the reality is that I've enjoyed this so much more because of your guys' passion and commitment to team and to each other and to the program and to help build this culture. And you guys are on the ground floor of building a program here at Waldorf that they're going to be talking about us in years to come. And you guys are the start of that. So I really, really appreciate that. But with no further ado, we're going to start with Avian, and this is your chance to have your final word here on the podcast.
All I got to really say is that, if there's any football players listening, this is you guys' big pa, Just be ready to work in the spring because we got to turn up, If y'all want to go out again like we did this year, then, I'm not going to be there for it. But if y'all are ready to put in the work and make something really happen of this town and this football team, this is the time, boy. It's time to go. It's on go time. It's go mode.
Man, that's good advice because I'll tell you what, we're going to come back in and we're going to reload and we're going to do it right. And we're going to keep grinding. We got to put in the work. And so I couldn't agree more with you, Avian. Good words. All right, Fletcher.
What I have to say is that we've built the foundation and we're a really young team that has a great future. I think that if we keep doing what we could do and keep building game by game, I think we'll be in a good spot eventually.
I 100% agree with you. We're doing it the right way. We're doing it the right way. Well, that's great. Guys, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time out of your very busy schedule as we wrap up the season here for Waldorf Football 2024. Just, again, thanks so much for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
No, it was a pleasure. Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, this is the last podcast before the last game, Troy.
It is.
And what a season.
What a season it's been. I can't believe it's over. We had a great summer talking about all of the incoming teams that we would meet and got to focus on every one of them. We've met them now in person, whether they're here or away, and it's just been a ride, I mean, it's been, in one way, it's been a wake-up call, and I think it's been a good thing. I like getting up early, so a wake-up call isn't a bad thing at all. You guys roll back in January. You'll be ready to hit the room and do what you need to do to be successful, make the most of that critical spring ball camp, and then see who we can keep around in the summer so that we can continue to work throughout the summer. And speaking of work, I would be remiss if I didn't mention on this episode, we do have a work day coming up on these guys are taking off after finals, but anybody that's around that's listening to this in the forested area, we're going to cut down. It's only 29 trees. I thought it was like 40. It's just 29. It's going to go pretty quickly, but we do need some help on the 23rd, which is a week from tomorrow, and we'll meet at the D-Jack, which is where the football locker rooms are located, and we'll get things set up there, get a quick brief and get things set up, and we'll cut down those trees, get them hauled out of there, and we'll be all set then to plant some new trees around Bullstor Field for next year. So by all means, show up if you want to. We'd appreciate it. If you want to communicate with me, you can certainly do so. Just do president@waldorfgridironclub.org and send me an email, and that'll work too.
Perfect. Yep. Get busy, folks. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. For Troy Thompson, this is Andy Buffington, and forever and always, go Warriors. You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America.
Just visit our website and pick your membership level. Find us and everything Waldorf Gridiron Club related, including professional photos, at waldorfgridironclub.org.
You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.
And you can even use the United States Postal Service by sending your check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa 50436.
It's tax exempt, hassle-free, and has a level for every budget.
That's right. Anyone can join, even our rivals.
Show your colors. Join the Gridiron Club today.
Get it?
Got it. Fantastic.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farm Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Platformed by Buzzsprout and music by Soundstripe. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the student athletes of the Waldorf University football program. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.